Welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, everybody.
That was a great 5-minute break.
5 minutes. Only 5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes. Rolls into 10, 11 as we yell at each other about politics behind the scenes. Anywho,
all right.
You guys are sticking around for another day?
So we spend another day, and then we leave the next day, unless anything happens.
No, that day passes peaceably.
Cool. All right, spills for the road.
Yes.
Okay. It is a nice, calm, peaceful, but breezy day when you guys wake up on the 26th of August in Newfort. The town is bustling. People are going to and fro. Dwarves and halflings trample underfoot. While the players look up their spells on their mechanical keyboards.
Sorry. I'll mute myself when I type in the future.
Strange thunder in the distance.
I have blue keys and they're really loud, and I love them, but they're really loud.
I can imagine Kine's hair being a bit more whiter after the last days. By the way, how does Jeeves look like? I never got the description, I think.
He's like the white-haired butler, right?
Yeah,
from Archer.
He's an older gentleman, maybe 50, 60 years old.
Does he have a mustache?
Short white hair, wears a black suit with a little bow tie. No, I take that back. He's got a long tie.
Does he have a mustache? Does he have like a beard going? What is he good for?
No facial hair. But just kind of like sagging, wrinkly, pale skin.
So the cliche butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Alfred.
Yes.
Lord.
All right, let's get some XP. Let's
kill some. Let's get attacked by spiders. Let's do all of it.
Yeah.
I'm staying in the cart. I shoot arrows out of the window. We are just a mobile attack cart. Malachi shooting spells out of the windows, time arrows.
Oh my god! I really hope I level this session because I'll finally be able to neutralize poison if I do.
Yeah,
So,
we need to level up.
What is it that... What precautions do you take for the road back? Which, of course, is not on a road, it's over land, but what precautions do you take?
I think we travel back the same way that we went. Mm-hmm. So, like, we retrace our steps, and I think it's just, like, we always have at least one person walking alongside the carriage to keep a lookout.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. With all the overland terrain, the carriage goes at about walking speed, but it does afford you a certain amount of protection, carries your supplies for you, carries all your extra water.
Mm-hmm.
There's good reasons to have it. What were you going to say, Kine?
Well, I'm obviously always looking around. If not out of the window, then maybe is there some place beside Jeeves?
Yeah, there's a spot beside Jeeves to sit.
Yeah,
if you want to sit next to Jeeves, no one's ever sat next to Jeeves before.
No, my suggestion is the person who is on lookout duty outside the carriage should sit beside Jeeves, and well, it's the best place instead of walking beside.
You need to be able to see like your like rear and stuff, which the carriage driver can't see.
Well, you can't. Normally, a carriage driver is elevated enough so he can at least look behind him and see some part of the road behind him.
Yeah, no, that is true. I stay in the cart anyway. I'm not going on watch.
I'm mostly staying inside too. So.
And when it comes to nighttime, what sort of watches will you be taking?
I think Nick and I do the end watches because we have to get about 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we do the first and last watches, and Kine takes the middle.
Are we making? We're making camps though, right?
Yeah.
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 I guess we try to find shelter whenever we can. Like even if we have to stop like an hour early or something, if we find like a good place to take shelter that's like enclosed,
Right. Right.
we'll do that.
Yeah. And we will make our way back to my village because we have some unfinished business there.
That's true.
2.5 days. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I'm gonna change shield for alarm, and I'm gonna cast that on the camp when we sleep. If you don't want to let me do it this day, I'll do it on the second day.
That's fine.
Yeah.
2.5 days later, you guys travel through the plains and eventually into the lightly wooded forests.
If it's 2.5 days, I'm actually going to swap the spell out really fast. Sorry. I swap out Flame Blade for Bark Skin.
Okay.
I also, and is this shortly before we come into my village, or
This
it
is
still-
when you come into the village. 2.5 days later.
Because I would have informed Van to switch. I kind of get the hang of it, that he somehow has to switch spells.
Mhm.
He can't always have access to everything. He wants to dispel some sort of dispelling magic to dispel the magic around the tracks.
Right.
Yeah. On the last day, then. I guess if we know we're gonna get there on that day,
Yeah.
in the morning,
Maybe-
we'll adjust our
Maybe
spells.
you
There.
want
Sure.
to switch.
I'll swap out the tree then for Dispel Magic.
You're taking dispel. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just keep my spells.
If you can cast Dispel Magic as something less than 3rd level, you might want to take it too.
I can't. It's 3rd level.
Okay.
So it's fireball or slow.
So you guys arrive back at the village.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's empty, quiet. Birds chirping.
So I think I'll do this in character. We might want to take a look around. Last time we showed up in one of these villages, monsters had taken nests. We might want to make sure we're not going to be ambushed while we look around.
Good idea. Stick together.
Yes.
Okay. You guys look around.
So I guess we poke into houses and just kind of look to see if there's any signs of beasts.
More or
Check
less
the
the
bomb.
same as before. Maybe a few more disruptions. The granary is more torn up. There's no food left in it now. It's clearly been ripped apart by wild animals. The food on people's tables are gone. You see some holes that are dug underneath houses from like the outside to the inside by rabbits or squirrels or rats or something coming up like in the dirt floor in people's houses, and their food is off the tables, but the place looks abandoned.
Can we find the 2 trenches we saw before a few days ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're a few
So-
inches wide, like 4 inches deep at the deepest point, and kind of tapering out to thin above, or to
I
either
didn't say
end.
nail. Does it look like? Is it unnaturally like rigid in how it's defined? Because you would imagine if this is done like, say, 5 days ago, the ground would have worn away a little bit.
It has been
Wouldn't
worn
be
away a little
sharp
bit.
Edges. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like it's magically in place.
No, it is not magically preserved.
But
Okay.
it's some kind of trace, so then
Well, might as well try. And with the 30-foot cube of Dispel Magic centered on those tracks.
I get out of the cube.
yeah, everyone
Oh,
gets
okay.
out of it.
It won't erase your magical items.
Oh, okay.
It makes them not function for like 1 to 4 minutes. But so I cast Dispel Magic with the cube centered on right on the tracks.
Okay. All the
Bated
magic
breath.
there is dispelled. Well, maybe not.
Still no sign of anything out of the ordinary.
Nope.
God damn it.
I have to wonder why, Malachi. Is this magical aura? Is it
Yeah.
residual, like the remains of a spell that was once here but is here no longer, or is it like a spell that Is it like a spell that's lingering? Like there's a lingering illusion.
I think there's still an illusion here. I don't know of spells that would leave a residual after effect like this, such a large one for such a long period of time. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but would have to be some spell cast by someone that we probably wouldn't want to be messing with if it was true.
Neil, if it is a lingering illusion and I get a save against it, I do have a bonus to saves as a result of being a very high wisdom cleric.
I'm to Van and Malachi. Can't you check for it? Last time you saw magic around here.
It's a +3 bonus if I get a save.
Got it. Did you say you cast another detect magic? It was just
I
a
don't have
spell,
it.
right?
No.
I just do dispel on those tracks.
What about it? Yeah, can't you do it? Can't you find the magic around here?
It's just the...
It is a large area.
I didn't memorize the spell. If we stayed another night, I could check, but I think... I mean, it seems like everything's still the same as we left it. If the spell's gone and nothing's changed, then the spell did nothing in the first place.
I could make you take a quick nap, Malachi, or I could do it myself. But I just don't know. Like, this village isn't big, but I can only dispel a 30-foot area at a time, right?
Should we try digging here?
We could. I think it's the remains of, say, a cart that...
What, that flew off into the air? Doesn't make sense.
I don't know, had its axle break, the wheels scraped along the ground.
Well, where is the markings of the rest of the cart and where it was dragged away?
I'm not sure. We can dig if you want.
Do we have something to dig with?
There's got to be a shovel somewhere in this village.
Yeah.
Good point.
Go and find a shovel, kind. I'm sure you know where one is.
And if we find some shovels, we put those on the back of the carriage because we've been needing shovels since like the 4th session of this campaign, and we've literally never done it.
Neil, I'm just looking in the next house next to us.
You eventually find some shovels and picks and any other tools that could be in your village you find.
I bring 2 shovels and a pick to the carriage. And
all right.
the shovels back to...
Malachi, make a note of the shovels and picks on the carriage, just so we know, if you don't mind.
Yes. Nope, I'll do it.
All right, Malachi, get to digging.
I hand you the shovel.
I will hand my shovel to Malachi. It is my village. At least you can... If you can't detect the magic, you can find what is maybe beneath the earth here.
We'll dig together. Come on.
Now, where are you digging?
Where these tracks are.
You're gonna dig through the tracks?
I mean, I hesitate before doing it.
Well,
are we sure about this?
Okay, you detected magic, right?
Yeah.
Today?
Was there anything besides the residual aura where these tracks were?
No. Unless the illusion was covering up any sort of magical aura, but I'm not even sure that that's...
Possible.
Yeah. I think we should just try it.
I'm on my way to get the pickaxe because...
So you guys disrupt the tracks and dig through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we disrupt the tracks, it would be like...
I'll draw them first, actually, before we
Draw them?
Yeah, I'll draw the tracks. I'll draw the shape that it made.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I am a painter, after all. That is my proficiency, so I'll do that.
Good point.
Painter? Really?
Limner/painter, yep. I gave up like 7 languages for that.
What?
Because I said, like, could I have a second proficiency? And you were like, yeah, but it's going to cost you all of your extra languages.
All right. I have no recollection of this event, but it was a year ago, so I believe you.
Yeah. In hindsight, I would have just took the languages, but it's all worth it now because I'm going to draw this thing.
Yeah.
All right, you dig.
I mean, he's saying it in a way that makes me feel like we're going to strike the earth and demon spirits are going to come up from the ground.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
The Baelit is going to activate. We're all going to die.
You guys dig and dig. And how deep do you dig?
A couple feet.
No, a lot more. 5, 6 foot. We've got shovels now, yeah.
All right, you guys dig. 1st foot, 2nd foot, 3rd foot, 4th, 5th, 6 feet down. You're down there shoveling way up and over your heads. It's taken you hours and hours to dig this far down. But you finally get to the point where your head is level with the ground. There's nothing but dirt and rock down here.
This isn't working.
No,
Wait,
I don't think we will find anything down here. I'm climbing out of the hole.
Yeah. I just take one more shovel just in case I'm about to hit the chest.
It hits a rock.
This is it? Oh, shit.
Is it a glowing rock?
No. It's a very ordinary, dark gray, oddly shaped rock.
So, Neil, can we get a picture of what the picture looks like that I drew?
Picture of the picture?
Yeah. Now that we've got a picture, I feel like we should know exactly what it looks like.
All right, scroll up to the area around the Ashlands. I'm going to doodle on that.
Okay.
So think about it as like a set of parallel lines. I don't remember if I said it was 2 or 3.
2.
I think you said there was 2.
I thought, yeah, it was 2. So it's 2 parallel lines. This is the top-down view, and over here is the side view. If you could cut through the earth, that roughly.
So it does kind of look like a wheel imprint. Like, kind of.
Like
Or
if a
something-
wheel was set directly down in these things,
yeah.
and it was a
And then-
really, really big wheel and not very wide, then yeah.
Or a sleigh.
Or sleigh. How long is it, and how wide is the trench?
Each trench is only like an inch or 2 wide, and it's maybe a foot or so, maybe 2 feet long.
I am dumbfounded by this.
This is just a rough description, of course.
Yeah.
Well, maybe just a thought. Maybe then you had something to detect emotions, thoughts.
We already tried that.
Yeah, but did you do it here at the tracks?
No, but I can tell you that people knew something was happening. They didn't just vanish without realizing it. There was panic and confusion, was what I felt.
Yeah, but something stood here or something was here. Maybe the one who did this was here. Maybe you can feel something else but confusion or panic.
I don't think it would give us much.
Please. We found nothing other than the magic residual. Just do this, please.
I'm pretty tired, Van. We could sleep here.
Let's head a little ways out of the village. I still don't feel comfortable sleeping here with this. If it's a place if whatever magic cast this is strong enough to leave a residual aura, I don't want to be sleeping in it.
No. Okay.
All right, you
Maybe
guys
we
make
could-
it to Shybrook later that day.
I think we head out of the village and sleep a little ways out. I
Yeah.
think we're staying overnight.
Oh,
Do
okay,
a little
my
more
mistake.
stay.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys pass the night uneventfully and wake up the next morning.
And
Alright.
also, you should take something to detect magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna take detect magic.
Oh, I actually had detect magic, so I could have cast it yesterday. I didn't realize I never got rid of it from my spell list. I assumed I did. I don't know why I thought I needed it in town.
Is that
done
what
it
you
now.
would have done yesterday? Is there anything else you would need to do? Is
Uh,
there still
to-
a reason to stay overnight?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we want to do a little bit more, but I can't detect magic that same day. So what are we looking for specifically?
So we
It's just to
wanted
see if the aura's still there.
the aura still
Oh
there.
yeah,
and
the aura's still there, but with the weird holes that I've left in it so far.
Yeah, but the whole aura is more faint.
Okay, so it's fading away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
Maybe
faint.
it is.
And I pleaded Van to maybe detect thoughts on the place where we dug, where the tracks were. These weird trenches.
Detect magic on the trenches.
No,
No,
thoughts.
emotion thought.
Oh,
Yeah, emotion factor.
yeah, I can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, so we rested. The next day.
Yeah, we wait for the next day and do that.
Van, you take emotion capture or thought capture, I think it is.
Yeah, thought capture, and I do it right where we right around the place where we've now dug a hole.
Okay. Let me read thought capture once more.
I'll take that instead of detect magic, I guess. It's only 10 minutes to memorize it, so I can take something else to replace it.
Okay. So sometimes you get thoughts, sometimes you actually get brief momentary visions of what's going on. You have a a weird sort of vision. You have a vision, but you don't see anything. And in it, you feel panic and terror and fear for your children.
Okay, so pretty much the same as last time.
Yeah.
But he was blind.
He has a vision
never...
that has nothing in it. Yeah, you have a vision with it, but there's nothing to see. It's just, dark
it's
vision.
like I can't see anything in that because of thought capture, right?
Well, thought capture sometimes allows you to have visions where you see things, right? It's
okay. Oh yeah. If it's a particularly strong emotion.
Right. So in this situation, you have this fear for your children, this kind of confusion, and you see, but what you see is nothing.
I do see, but I don't. What I see is,
like
like darkness.
Yeah, like somebody. I think Malachi, this residual aura might not be a lingering illusion. I think it might be the remnants of somebody who cast darkness over this village.
Darkness, I think, is it would have to be an enhanced version. Darkness wouldn't cover an area this big, as far as I know it.
I mean, but why? And if I guess correctly, this darkness just makes everything dark. You can't see anything, right?
No light passes through.
This is so much pitch black. It's just kind of like
fog.
Not a fog, but like imagine if you are looking towards the horizon, but you don't see the end of the horizon. There's no clouds. It's just kind of like
white out in the snow, like where everything kind of looks the same, so you can't tell like depth or anything.
It's a very complicated and confusing vision that you have, and you only have it for a brief moment, so it's not like you can really examine it. But it's not pitch black, but it's not bright. It's somewhere in, but it's dark, but it's not pitch black. But you still can't see anything. It's like
I think
some sort of like abyssal haze, but it's not actually hazy. It's very odd. And you only have a brief moment of it, so you can't really pinpoint it.
I described the same idea that I think this illusion is no longer here. I think it was cast long ago. I think it was meant to take away the sight of those who were inside the village.
Why didn't we find any tracks? Nothing of what happens other than.
I'm not sure.
Maybe this spell did more than just impair the vision of anything in here.
That is possible. Here's the thing: if it had, say, paralyzed them, I think I would have felt helplessness. But I didn't feel that. I felt panic and fear.
Could it be some sort of flying creature, maybe picking people up and carrying them off to the mountains?
Possible.
Maybe.
At this point, I think there's plenty of things that are possible.
Or maybe something, I don't know, they vanished, but it took this, what you saw maybe was a spell that vanished them, transported them. And that is what you say something infinite, a haze, but not a haze, not dark. Maybe what they saw was, or what you saw was this spell, spell transporting people being active, what they saw.
And transporting them to another plane.
Maybe. I heard about other planes, but
if we can find a survivor, somebody who escaped from this, I might be able to, or if we can even find a corpse, somebody who was killed, I could speak with the dead.
Yeah, if we could find anything, but there's nothing, is there?
Yeah, there's nothing to go off of, and that's what's making this so difficult.
What about if we could find like a hair or something like that of someone? You could cast speak with dead and see if they're still alive.
That is true. Actually, let me make sure that that's actually true. Speaking of character, I do need some portion of their remains. I don't need the whole body.
Let's see if I'm sure there's hairs in the beds or something like that.
We can look.
Yeah, let's go. We might as well try your family. Kind.
Well, Near, can we find in my house hair for my mother? White hair would.
Yeah, there's hairs lying around. eventually you find one resting on a pillow.
Since we did just wake up, I can memorize Speak with Dead.
Sure.
That'll probably be the last one that I can do before I have to take my spells for the day, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Speak with Dead on this hair. And theoretically, if I have any body part of a dead person, I should be able to speak with them as long as they've died. It says, if there's, what does it say? Upon the body remains or a portion thereof.
Before Van casts the spell, Kai walks up to him. So, if this works, it means...
She's dead. I mean, I assume that works, Neil. That I could use it if there's like a hair to go off of, but...
Yeah, that should work.
Okay. So I tried casting Speak with Dead.
Kai braces himself.
I'm not sure if they'd be able to hear the
10 minutes
conversation.
to cast.
That's fine.
Even if the casting is successful, such creatures are evasive as possible when questioned, is the text of the spell.
Yeah, they
Dead
take questions
tend to give
literally.
extremely brief and limited answers, often cryptic, and to take questions literally.
Yeah.
Furthermore, their knowledge is often limited to what they knew in life.
The most important thing is if the person is dead.
Yeah.
How many questions can I ask? I can't read this little chart at the bottom very
Oh,
well.
right. Let me open the player's handbook, page 271. What level are you?
It's level 6.
Max
So 1 to 7.
length of time dead is 1 week, and you get 1 round to ask 2 questions.
Okay. So does it work?
No, it does not work.
Let's
So
just
either
think
she's
about-
been dead for more than a week, or she's not dead.
Let's think of the time frame. How long is it since we first came here? It took like 2.5 days to get to the town and 2.5 days to get back. It's almost certainly been.
Well, not 2.5 to get to... No. Oh, well, yes. Because we were going to Newfound. So...
It's almost certainly been more than a week.
And it's been days when I was away, so...
You know, if I were to become a little bit stronger, I could speak to somebody who's been dead for longer.
Yeah. Well. Look.
But right now, well, we can keep the hair, and we may be able to revisit that opportunity in the future.
Should we head back to Shybrook? And I still kind of want to check on this, see where that giant was going, but you didn't seem so keen, so maybe we should just head back.
We can check where the giant was going. There may be some things in his lair.
Also, we should maybe deliver the baroness a message of the count.
He's got a good point. We should probably do that.
The what?
The baroness's message from the count.
We can do that after the giant. We're already out here. Should be fine.
Well...
I mean, it takes a while to travel there. I don't think she's expecting us to be back by today.
A shrug.
How do you want to find the place the giant was going to?
I mean, it's a giant. It'd have to rip trees apart to travel through the forest, I assume.
I'm not so fond of suddenly bursting into a place full of giants. I mean, maybe we should get our affairs sorted out first.
Malachi, can you levitate Kine?
Nah. No. Look, I agree with Kine. I think maybe we should go back, and we're going to undoubtedly be coming back to this place at some point.
I'm just worried that if we take too long, something else will pillage the giant's lair.
Well, we could still look after the Chimera's lair.
Yep.
There's a higher chance that is abandoned.
Yeah.
Also, you maybe want... Remember, we took the skin of the dragon head. Maybe you want to do something with it first.
If you look, if you wait here, I'll just go and check. See, I'll go invisible and go and see what I can find.
Sure.
All right, I'll be back in like 3 hours or something like that, I think.
Sure.
I'll walk
I
out
think
for an hour and a half, and
Kine and I will look around for any interesting... anything interesting.
so Neil, I'll go off. I'll I'll follow the giant's path and walk and follow it in a straight line for an hour and a half.
You follow it for an hour and a half. You are in forest by the time an hour and a half has passed, and you don't see anything particularly interesting other than a continued semi-swath of destruction out west.
It keeps going?
It keeps going.
Alright, I'll keep going. I'll go
how
another
far
hour.
will you go? Another hour?
Yeah.
Okay, so back in the village, there's no way Malachi's going to get back in the 3 hours that he said he's going to be in. So 3 hours pass, and Malachi hasn't returned.
He's always late.
Do we wait or? No, he's invisible.
Not much choice. I think he has the letter.
Right.
So
Well, he's
how
invisible.
long will you guys wait?
If he's not back by the end of the day, I think I'm going to go out after him. But I trust Malachi. He's invisible. He's not an idiot. I think he can take care of himself in this with these sets of circumstances.
Also, how should we find him if he's invisible?
It's true.
We'll hear him when he comes back. Also, invisibility doesn't last forever.
Yeah, I mean, if we would go now, so that doesn't apply.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay. Malachi.
So I think Van's going to look around to see if there's anything else out of place in this village. But I mean, that's basically all that we can do at this point is
Just searching every house for
looking for anything that might be like a lead.
and it's interesting or useful, maybe something special. Like the knight hiding a potion. I doubt a normal peasant would have another potion, but
Alright, I keep going now.
All right, you keep going. Another hour, and you break free of the forest and start stepping out into the Tether Wilds. The plains sweep before you with the occasional gently rolling hill that's probably 100 feet high, 200 feet high. Oh, maybe even 300 feet high, but quarter to a half mile long. These big soft hills that kind of dot the place. The green grass slowly gives way to kind of golden grass. The swath of destruction that is the giant's path is long lost. Whatever he might have stomped down has since stood back up.
Sure, and there's no obvious caves nearby.
Correct.
Alright, turn it back around, I'll go back.
That's
It's like a barren wasteland, right? There's just nothing there.
Yeah,
basically.
it's like open hills, like a
Yeah.
Central Valley in California.
So I'll go back. I'll try and make good time. I'll run a little bit faster to try and make up the extra time that I took.
Actually, the southern section of the Central Valley. For accuracy's sake. Eventually, the party meets back up together. It is midday in the village when you do.
It's nice. There's the giant came from the Tether Wild, so there's no way to track him once he left the forest. He's probably walked for a day to get here. Who knows? That's probably a few days travel for us, even if we could track him.
could you please say something before you arrive? We can't see you.
Sorry, I'd cancel the spell, but it's better safer this way. Look, let's head back to Shybrook.
right. I guess we just start walking.
All right. You
Carriage
guys
in.
make it back to Shybrook, hop on a little boat to get across, and you are
Little
home
boat.
sweet home.
We have a carriage.
Well, that was a frustrating journey all around. Apart from the giant, I suppose. We should probably go and speak to the baroness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it still reasonable time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's later in the day, but it's not unreasonable to go speak to her at that point in time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go.
Okay. Can I get wisdom checks from the whole party?
Ooh.
I always fail these for some reason. I'm gonna pass that one.
I passed. I have 40 wisdom.
Pass.
Wow, did you all pass? No, Bastion
Yeah.
failed.
No, we all
No,
passed.
40 wisdom. I all-
14. Oh,
we all
man.
passed. Yeah.
Okay, something about this town is giving
Oh
you
no.
an eerie feeling.
You joke. Is there anyone
Are there
around?
people walking the streets?
There are people walking the streets, but they're not many. The streets are a little bit calmer, and the people that you do see are giving you they're looking at you with intent. You know,
Right.
it's not just walking down the street and noticing people around you. It's like they are making eye contact. Maybe not eye contact, but they are looking at you and
Is this
praising
me,
you.
or is this town? This town got a lot weirder since we left.
The hell's going on? Is there
Van
a guard?
is going to speak to one of the people who's looking at us as we walk down the street. Say, what happened here?
You didn't hear?
No.
The baroness. She's dead.
What?
How?
Poison. The poison is what I heard, at least.
Did they catch anyone?
Then
Shakes his head.
Fuck's sake!
who sits on the throne?
Baroness's daughter was coronated yesterday.
Right.
I think we should go to the keep, Malachi.
Let's go. She owes us one.
Baroness Stella now.
Yes, we've met her before.
That is the same gal right now.
Yes.
Same one that you rescued.
You two are on good foot with her?
We did save her life.
That's something.
That is something indeed.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
We should probably look into this.
You guys arrive at the keep. The doors are shut. The gatekeeper is standing above them, kind of pacing back and forth, but stops as you guys approach and looks down on you.
We're here to see Baroness Valmont. The new Baroness Valmont.
James Valmont, the Baroness's brother, says in a clear but rather dull voice, "Do you have the writ of homage?"
Yes, and news.
And an order from the Count.
There's a
Or a
moment,
message.
and then the guy lets you in. He takes you in, has a guard escort you to the actual keep itself, where we will take our break. And we'll see you guys on the other side with what's happening in the keep. Bye-bye.